Hey, what is up guys, Timebombed back here with another video, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys some different strategies and tips to use in dungeon quests that'll help you make you a better player. And I'll be going over different classes, so no matter what style you play, this video will definitely help you. I'm talking about tanks, I'm talking about DPS, which means damage per second, high attack, and I'm talking about healers as well. But mainly, I want to focus on DPS a lot, because DPS is probably the most important role that'll help you get carries and help you carry other people as well. And I mean, tank and healer are probably support roles. I mean, tank's more useful than healer, but I'll be teaching you guys about those two roles as well, because every role is useful in this game. Alright, anyways, let's get started. By the way, thank you to Howl101 for helping me in the duo matches that I'm about to show you guys. Yes, there is some gameplay, so if you guys need an example of the gameplay that I'm going to do, it's going to be presented on the screen and I'll just commentate over it. And thank you to Sal for giving me this video idea. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so let's go over the first class in the game, which is the DPS. So the DPS is probably like the most important role, like I said. It does so much damage, so if you want to focus on your physical power, your amount of power that you do to minions and enemies, then I would become a DPS. Like, I am a DPS actually, and I'm a pretty good one. And right now my setup is a crystallized greatsword, which is the most powerful weapon in the game. It has over 2,400 physical damage, and it does over 20k damage per second. I also have the Ice King Warrior set, and I have 2 Arcane Barrages. Arcane Barrages are basically a better form of the Gale. So, like, if you have Gale, I would use that, but I use double Arcane Barrages. Always a good power up to use, because it does so much damage. It does like 10 times more damage than you do per hit. And lastly, I mean, there's other ways to set up your DPS. For example, if you're a lower level, I would use a warrior armor, or any armor that has more physical power than spell power. So for example, if your armor has like 21 physical power and 20 spell power by default, that is not the armor you want to upgrade. That's probably like a tanky armor or something. Or if you have more spell power, like 100 spell power and 50 physical power, then no, that is not a DPS armor. A DPS armor is when the physical power is way more than the spell power. For example, if the physical power is like 500 and spell power is 25, then yes, you want to upgrade that, definitely. And don't expect to have a lot of health as a DPS. So as a DPS, you mainly want to stay behind the minions. If you have a tank, you want to stay behind your tank. Don't attack until your tank lures them. And then you want to use your arcane or your gales to kill the minions. And that's basically how a DPS works. Or you can use a battle shout if you don't have gales. Alright, but that's only for last case scenarios. But anyways, another mistake people usually do as DPS is that they don't upgrade their physicals. As a DPS, you want to max yourself out as much as possible. You want to have as much damage as possible. So what I'm going to say is, you want to upgrade your physical for all your armor, you want to upgrade your physical for all your swords, and you want to upgrade your physical for your skill points as well. So if you have skill points, I would upgrade all my physical. If you want to be a little bit tanky, and I mean, you can upgrade some of your health, but I wouldn't upgrade spell at all if you want to be a DPS. And lastly, I mean, you can upgrade right now, my physical is like all the way up. I don't have any stamina or spell power, because I know how to dodge the minions. If you don't know how to dodge the minions, you can watch the gameplay on how to, but if you can't, then I would suggest you add some more health to your with your points if you're gonna get hit by the minions. But that's basically it for DPS. Now we're moving on to tank. So tank is basically like a meat shield. He's a meat shield, alright. The ideal tank has like 20k to 29k health, and that's a lot. That is a lot. And mainly tanky armor is what helps them. So armor that has like very high health and has like even power, for example, if it has like 30 physical and 31 spell, then that's a tanky armor. If it has like 40 physical, 40 health, 40 physical and 40 spell, then that's a tanky armor. If it's balanced, okay? But it has a lot of health too. And so for like a tank, you would just want to upgrade the health of the armor. That's it. You wouldn't want to upgrade anything else because you don't really attack as a tank. You would only either self-heal or you would lure minions, or you could do both. So I would use, as a tank, I would use the taunting aura, which is at level 39, or if you don't have that or you're too low leveled, I'd use the level 1 taunt. And that basically lures all the enemies towards you. And what's so great about that is the DPS can focus all his damage on one horde of the zombies, and it gets you through the map faster and quicker, so definitely have that. And if you want to be a self-healing tank, then I would definitely use a wand. Okay, I would use a wand while playing as a tank. So I would upgrade your wand with all spell power. Don't upgrade the health, just upgrade the spell power of the wand if you want to be a self-healing tank. And obviously, you know what a self-healing tank is by the name. You automatically heal yourself as a tank. It definitely helps with like few player parties. But yeah, always have a wand. And I would either use the Aura of Life is the best one to use, which basically creates an aura of healing around you and it moves with you. Or I would just use a rejuvenating spray, which is good also. But either way. Okay, and lastly, as a tank, I mean, there's really not much to it. You just stay still and you let the zombies come to you, and then you let everybody else kill them. That's mainly what you do as a tank. Heal yourself, lure zombies, that's pretty much it. Okay, so now for the last class, which is the healer, which I believe is like the least useful. So what I did, because when I was duoing with HAL 101, we ran into some trouble as a healer. So a healer isn't tanky at all, so it cannot be at the front. A healer cannot do any damage. A healer is only good at healing. And really, if you always have to have a DPS with you, and if the DPS doesn't have that much health, you're really no use to them, because like, what's the point of upgrading your spell power? Like, for example, for tank, you want your skills to be mainly for stamina. So I'm sorry I didn't address this earlier, but for tank, you only want to spend your skill points on stamina. And the same thing for DPS, you only want to spend your skill points for physical power. But for healers, you don't want to spend it for spell power. The reason why is because DPSs don't have that much health, and even if you have a strong wand, you can still heal them with like one heal and that's it. Like, spell power isn't that strong, which is why they're probably going to get like a nerf or a buff in the next update. And I think that melee will get a nerf in the next update, but who knows. But yeah, as a healer, you don't have many advantages. So what I did is that I became a tanky healer. And that's basically a cross hybrid of being a tank and a healer at the same time. So what I did, I upgraded my stamina all the way up. Alright. And then the only thing I changed was my armor. I changed my armor to the spell armor. So if you don't know what spell armor is, it's as a once you get it, the spell power is automatically higher than physical. So if you have 80 spell power and 20 physical, then that's a spell armor basically. And so you want to equip those so you have more spell power, and you basically want to equip a wand which has max spell power. So just upgrade the spell power in your wand. And that's pretty much it. For the heals, you would just equip 2 Aura of Lives. That's it. That's a really good combo. Or you could equip a rejuvenating spray if you don't have 2 auras of lives, and all you do is heal, really. That's all you do. And you tank while you heal, because if you have a tank and if you have a tanking healer and a DPS, you're pretty much going to win the game, except it's going to take longer. That's the only thing I can say about that. And some general tips in the end is always use shift lock when you're fighting your enemies and walk backwards. Like, that's the best way to play. And as a tank, you just want to stand there if you have a lot of people by your side, so you don't so your teammates don't need to follow you. And as a healer, I would do the same, because you're also a tank, but you have heals as well. So you always use your heals when someone is damaged, and always use your heals once they're done cooling down, because a problem we always run into is that the healers are like, oh shoot, my heal is cooling down, it's too late. So yeah, always use your heals when they're available. Yeah, that's pretty much it for my tips in Dungeon Quest. There really isn't much strategy to it, but I'm sure it'll get much more complicated in the future. So thank you all for watching. If you want a more detailed approach to this, then please comment down below if you do want So just say, oh, I want another video, make a part 2. Yeah, that's it. Bye everybody.